Hello and welcome back, everybody, to Let's Play 35 plus years of Advanced Squad Leader. Today is a Saturday. Unfortunately, Rutan cannot be here, so I am going to be doing a solo night. It's been a long time since I've done one of these, but I figured I'd dive into some scenarios that don't seem as appealing, or um, at least one that turns out is probably a good idea. I'm doing it by myself. Now, why do I say this? I'll get to that shortly, but I might as well introduce the scenario proper itself. So this is LSSAH-03 Fruhjahrsbestellung. This is from Lone Canuck Publishing. Anybody who's been a fan of the channel or been watching this for a while, we've already dealt with Lone Canuck. Like I said, they are a great, well, it's one guy, but it's a great publisher. Honestly, people should really look at the products that they have to offer, and yeah, just pick up scenarios, because for the most part they are well worth it. There's a lot of product from for decades at this point, as far as I'm aware. So it's been a it certainly seems like a labor of love from George Callan, and I hope that he continues to have many more years of ASL scenario design, because honestly I can't get enough of it. Now, this scenario specifically is from the Liebstandard Pack 1. This is essentially a series of packs that follow the first SS Panzer Division. I can only imagine, because it is a rather well-known unit. But optics aside, there's not much I can you can really do. It's just one of those scenarios that you got to talk about these units at some point. So anyways, so it's a scenario that takes place in 1940. As you might imagine, we're still in the throes of the second day or whatever of the essentially the Battle of France. So this is the invasion of the lowlands before it turns into, invasion of France proper. So we have the Germans that are advancing through a Dutch town. This is west of Bornebroek, Holland. We have a rather small force on each side. So the Dutch have 7 green squads, which is not really comforting. They get 2 leaders and a bunch of support weapons, as well as concealment counters. The Germans, on the other hand, have 4.5 squads. So again, not a lot. They do get some motorcycles, as well as 3 armored cars. I've skipped the motorcycles. It's probably a bad idea, but honestly, we'll see. We'll see how that all amounts to. The scenario involves 2 boards, so board 23 and I believe 46. They're cropped halfway. The Germans all come in. Oh, they have to be mounted as well. So pretend like everybody's got motorcycles then. So everybody has to come in essentially on 1 hex. 1 hex entries are always very problematic, just because of a forced limit on that sort of thing, or a forced issue. So one of the things to point out, one of the things that could potentially happen, but I have not played for it, because if I'd known beforehand, I wouldn't have done it anyways. I always think it is really annoying to do it that way. So what am I talking about? Well, it's simple. The a forced entry on 1 hex means that a unit, say U7, if it has line of sight, which this one doesn't, but if I was in U6, I'd have line of sight. W6 doesn't have it because it clips. Wow, that's pretty lucky. So you could be disadvantaged in a bad spot and still have line of sight, which is not the worst thing in the world. But point is just that imagine if you, as the Dutch, set up in a location that has line of sight on Y1. Now in this case, the Dutch have to set up in a building, and it has to be essentially north of hex row 6 on board 46. So unless there's some magical location that I can't see, it looks like all the bases are covered, and the Dutch can't shoot Y1 on turn 1, which is great. But the point of this all being that if someone could see it and you do shoot, you lay down some residual, while everybody else that's going to come through has to essentially suffer those same penalties, which is, again, really annoying and quote-unquote unfortunate. Now, I, again, am forced to come in mounted, which is unfortunate. I don't want to have to deal with motorcycles, but we'll deal with it for the moment, for the time being. The rules, special scenario rules for this scenario, so EC is moderate, no wind, so we don't have anything to really worry about in terms of river or weather. The river is deep. Special note that hex row P7 or hex P7 on board 23 does not have a bridge, so I've put in a beach or ocean overlay on top of that. There's only one bridge in this map. It's H4 on board 23. River is deep, like I said, so you can't ford it, you can't cross it, you can't do anything. You have to go through H4, essentially, if you're trying to get off the map. Place overlays. So there's two overlays. Over here, D4, and this larger section, E3, F3, E4, F4. Essentially, there's a giant stone church, so that's eliminated, so it does not exist there. There is a secret normal task check that every Dutch unit has to try and pass. If they fail it, they become TI and lax for the first player turn. So I'm just going to, and it says all Dutch units, so I'm just going to treat every unit, every stack as one unit individually, and then we'll use the 7 morale just because that seems like the most fair thing, because I have fake units. I can kind of tell which ones are which, but technically I'm not supposed to know, yada yada. Same old caveat that usually happens when playing against myself as a solo knight. Special scenario rule 4, no bore sighting, which makes sense considering the low amount of units and all that. So can't bore sight. And the German 238 half squad is an assault engineer. It's the only MMC that can use the flamethrower without the non-qualified penalty applying. So normally, or in some cases, you would give an 8-1 or an 8-0 or 7-0 a flamethrower because it's just a leader, and if you have a lot of them, you don't really care. And because, well, they don't have non-qualified penalties applied to them. So in this case, it's only the 238 that can have it, which I gotta try and not lose them from the get-go. Again, there's some armored cars. There's two types, PSW 221 and PSW 2318 rad, which I believe I've selected the right ones. I should actually double check the 231 just in case, but I should have the right one. Yeah. 215 machine gun, B11 2. Yeah, all right, cool. So this scenario has a lovely ELR of 2 for the Dutch, which is absolutely terrible. That is going to 100% cause some problems here, and a SAN of 3, which is not that great, but better than a 2. Now, on the flip side, the Germans have an ELR of 4, which is fantastic, SAN of 2, which is bad. Lastly, the objective. So the objective for today is going to be a tough one for the Axis, if I'm being completely honest here. So in this scenario, the Germans win at game end if they have more CVP of non-crew MMCs west of the canal than the Dutch. Now, keep in mind, this is at game end, so the Dutch don't have to immediately throw a bunch of bodies here or have them all set up there. It's also not advised to set up all the way there. Actually, I don't think you can set up... yeah, they can't set up west of the canal anyways. But there's not much of a point to set up there because you're just kind of wasting everybody's time. So there's that as the condition. That's the main victory condition. However, there's a second one, and that is that the Dutch win immediately if the bridge is destroyed. So if anybody can get into H4, plant a demo charge, which they have 1, and if it goes off and gets a KIA or whatever the number is supposed to be, that will essentially just immediately win them the game. So It's a fast scenario. It's a low unit count, but it is. I do have a thing against this sort of against this, just because I feel like you get lucky, then it doesn't really matter how good the German planning is or how poor the Dutch defense is. As long as somebody can go in here and place a demo charge, then that is it. So with that in mind, I'm just going to go straight in and start rolling for weather and stuff. I have no rally phase actions or prep fire because nobody's on the board. And yeah, I'm just going to essentially try to play this. I had, spoiler here, I did have a bunch of guys in this area first. And then I realized that if I just had everybody here, I might not have enough to ever sort of cover for if the Germans manage to penetrate. Because the Germans are forced on motorcycles, it makes way more sense to have a more stepped defense in this case. So I didn't want it to be the case, but eventually had to kind of cave to it. So since the Germans go first, I'm going to have a bunch of armored cars do their shenanigans here. So maybe can I actually link these? Oh, that's the... Why have I not been doing this more often? Obviously, it's more links and everything everywhere, but dang, if that's not convenient. Movement points. Movement points. Movement points. Perfect. Okay, so first armored car is they're all in motion because they start from off board. This will be 1, 2, and 3 to get here. Do I want to shoot anything as the Dutch? I'm going to say not yet, just in case. So, 3, 3.5, 4. He's going to turn once for 5. Get here for 5.5. Do I shoot at all? No. 6, because he was at 5.5. Maybe here, do I shoot? Yeah, okay. I'm going to have this bottom is going to attempt. It is a +2 for moving. I don't think I get any minuses. So yeah, nothing happens. I'll then take the opportunity to shoot the squad itself. It's a 8 firepower. It is up 2 because of just crew exposed armor, so that will also not do anything. However, I'm at least laying down 4 residual in that hex. He's going to continue for 7. I at least know where 1 LMG is, but it's a nice spot to be set up in, so it's not the most beneficial here. Let's do 8. I think this guy, I'm going to try the same thing. So 8 up 2, that's a 7. So 1 morale check. Those guys are going to... shoot, I got to go to my big PDFs because, again, I do not have that online... That I'm going to be sad about that for years to come. Okay, so I need to try and figure out what exactly happens on a morale check, on a failed morale check, for a crew exposed vehicle. Now, I'm pretty sure they instantly button up. But I just have to figure out if they are stunned or if anything else happens. So, morale check. Oh, does it not say here? Oh, just because it's like the regular stuff? Alright, cool. So, I need to go into... It's got to be IFE... Oops. IFT versus vehicle. Which, if I could remember these sorts of things offhand, that'd be dope. But unfortunately, I am not that great. I'm probably not great in the first place, but anyways, that's not the point. Okay, so do I have this yet? Pin crew, close up, button up, etc. Cool. Unlikely kill. Yeah, versus armored target. Small arms. Um, yeah, as personnel targets. So it's probably, yeah, it probably is a stun then. 5.3 for an AFE CE inherent crew checks morale as per 5.1. So it's always as the elite. I believe it's the highest elite squad morale in that OOB. So for the Germans is 8. Yeah, best unbroken. Oh, first line squad. I don't know why I always think it's elites. So it is 7. Why do I always think it is? Interesting. Oh no, wait, no, wait. The crew checks morale with that the best unbroken elite. Oh, okay, okay. It's that if it's unarmored vehicle. Gotcha. It makes way more sense. Cool. So yeah, I was correct. So it was an 8, and I still messed it because I had a 1 morale check and I rolled a 10, which turns into an 11. So if they fail that, that crew is stunned, marked with a stun counter. So they become button up if they are crew exposed, and they can't regain CE status until a subsequent player turn. They can't shoot, can't move, they can't expend MP. They essentially are stopped. And then if I get... Ooh, because that is... I might be auto-recalled on that guy. I have to check H now. Because if it's a single man counter or single man turret, it may be instantly recalled. So let's get my stun counter out so I don't... Oh, also, I didn't do the normal task check for everybody. Normal task check. He's fine. Normal task check. He's not fine. He's TI and lax. This guy. He's fine. This guy. He's TI and lax. This guy, yeah, he passes. This guy also passes. Okay, so at least in those, I have not messed anything up. Wow, I'm passing everything. Wow, okay. Well, cool. I don't usually expect to do that well with that, but do I have a thing here that supports my theory about the stun? Sorry, I gotta find this in the chapter H, which is unfortunate because again, I do not have the online thing. God. P221. It's a 221. So yeah, okay. 1-man turret. I can check notes A and N if I want to, but that's just North Africa and whatnot. If I go to 1-man turret, it should... Oh, really? It's not... Should be maybe SMT? Single man turret? Are they gonna... Is that in there? Does that exist? No. Cool. Where is my chapters in this? Alright, I gotta go to chapter D. Oh, that's not... There you go. D 1.322. Cool. So any MA of the 1MT is recognized by a large, thick white square with no corners, aka what the PS221 is. In addition, if any of them is ever stunned, they are automatically recalled and may not become CE for the remainder of the time they are on the board. So that guy is automatic recall. Can't do anything about it. I have lost a vehicle. I need to find my counter now. Recall. There you go. So this guy's recall. Can't do anything about it. That's just the way it is. So I can just delete this because that guy will go off board essentially. So this guy comes in for 1. He'll get here for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I shoot? Probably not. Now, I believe because these guys are crew exposed passengers, I believe this the residual has to apply to them, so they're fine. This guy's marked first fire. Was that oh shoot, I had to have him in here then. Okay, my bad. I failed to realize that was not a building. I'm pretty sure everybody else is in buildings. Yeah, okay. Cool. It doesn't change his attack though, so that's nice. So this ends up being 7. This will be 9, I believe. Plus a 4 up 2, which is 8, which is nothing. So I'm gonna mark that as 9. 10. You know what? I'm gonna just because this guy's gonna take a shot. Oof. So double tab 4. That's up 2. So it's a 5 on 4. It's a 1 morale check, I believe. And these guys are also going to fail their morale check, so they also button up and are recalled because oof. But I guess on the plus side, I am draining shots, but I kind of wish I'd have armored cars for the rest of this game. We'll just have to live with it. Which actually, come to think of it, I have a plan, and hopefully I can put it to good use. So plan in motion. Let's try this. So yeah, this guy's just getting auto recalled, so it doesn't matter. So these guys are essentially going to go in 1, turn for 2, 3. And I believe I'm gonna have to turn for 4, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 16, 19, 22, 25, 28, I believe. That sounds right to me, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, that sounds right. I'm just gonna live with it. Yeah, I'm just gonna live with it. So then these guys, they were 1 behind, so 1, 2, 3. Oops, 3, 4, 5. This guy is going to take a shot. Try to open up. That's like a +2. Oh man, why do I always get really good shots when I'm doing these stupid things? Because I just want to move quickly, and then it's a really good shot. Motorcycles. So motorcycles. Yeah, mount, dismount. It's, 4 movement factors, etc. Not really worried about that. Target status. There we go. Okay, so this is -1, so it's -1 +1. It's a 5 on 6 then, I believe. Yeah. So 5 on 6 should just be a morale check. A 1 morale check. 5 on 6. Yeah, 1 morale check. Do leaders get to do their stuff? So, motorcyclist does not take a morale check, but motorcycle doesn't take a morale check, sorry, but motorcyclists do. If they fail, yeah, if they fail, they gotta bail out. Subject to recovery. Motorcyclist 2, and the MMC counter can be augmented according to the split. Excuse me. Pin, okay, cool. Is there anything? Leo lost morale check, has no effect. Nor can cause, okay. Alright, cool. So, leader first. Morale check, he's fine. Squad, also fine. I don't think they get pinned. Pin test check your pin. Yeah, can't essentially happen. Morale check. Alright, so everybody passes, which is insane. Considering everything that I was talking about. So this guy has shot. Yeah, I'm going to now split this stack. We're gonna have one guy go there. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I believe 6 for turning once, or maybe once. So we'll say 7. And then he gonna get shot at? Who would shoot at him? Maybe this guy? I don't know if that guy could see him. I'm gonna declare it and we'll see. Can see him, but that will not be enough for any sort of effect. So he'll ditch this. That is, I believe, 10 total, because 7, and then actually even if it's 11, so it's half. So he's got 2 movement points left. So I'm going to then toss him in W5 for those 2 movement points. I will 100% take a final fire or subsequent against him. Didn't have any effect. Now the question is, do I take another shot with this guy? I do have an armored car to contend with, so maybe I save it. Because I don't have any other protection against that armored car. Yeah, I think that's what I got to do. So these guys, I think so. I don't take residual because this would be 6 half 3. It's a 1. Yeah, I don't want to have to like deal with that at all. So we'll go there for that's probably 10 total. So I was there for 6. What is Orchard for motorcycle? 3. So 9, 10, 11. Do I have this guy shoot? Yeah, you know what? Why not? So it's on 2. Actually, that would have been even less against that. All right, what do we got here? That might be a 2-on-2 because there's the -1, I believe, as I just said. Yeah. Why does this always happen to me? K1 always happens to me. Random selection, cool. All right, 9-2's dead. Morale check. He fails the morale check, so he has to bail out. So he's broken, and then does not fail it, so he's out. Oops. That stays on. He's a half squad now. Unbelievable. This always happens to me. It's crazy. Just a dumb shot. All right, well, that's a bummer. That's a bummer and a half. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, yeah, we'll just do 6. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. As I get there, I'm going to attempt a shot with the medium. Can see it. Does hit. No, okay. Did I have rate on that one? I did not have... Oh, I did have rate. Shucks. Alright, well, I'm going to turn once, so 12. Take a second shot. Hit. No rate. No explosion. I will mark that as support weapon, and I think I gotta stop there. As much as I don't want to. Because the alternative is... yeah, alternative is 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, I believe. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, stop 35. Because I don't know if I want to risk, which I'll just take this off at this point. Don't think I want to risk that guy doing his thing. I mean, I'll mark him, but is there any other thing I can shoot? Machine gun is no longer stuck there. Can subsequent. So 6 up 3? No. Cool. I don't think I have anything else I can do for shots. Advanced fire phase. Well, things have gone poorly. So the only advanced fire phase I can do is flamethrower. And I believe... Man, it's been a while since I used flamethrowers. I believe it might be at full firepower with no modifier. Is it F12? No. Is it F11? No. Is it... I forget what the heck. There we go. F4 for my chapters. Alright. Sorry, I never get used to Foxit, so I don't remember the shortcuts. Flamethrowers, A22. So A22. There we go. A22 DRM. Flamethrower attacks have versus non-armored units or result in IT, but receive no DRM due to TM except for covered attacks on pillboxes. It's not the case, and my guy's not CX. What else do we have here? Yeah, have for area of fire, but not for advanced fire phase. So 24 flat. 5 on 24 is an insane number. I almost feel like I should have long range shot that. 5 on 24, K4. Morale check. They are insane. K4, they are pinned and nothing else. Although still being pinned on that sort of number is insane. And I might have to make some dire choices and try to assault onto them because wow. Do I have any other advanced fire phase stuff? No. Routes. I got one. These Germans. The Germans are going to go to Y3 because they have no other real choice. Advanced, we're going to have the flamethrower guys jump in there with the flamethrower because, again, I got no real choice here. I don't have any other actions with anybody else. We go to CC. So, Germans, Dutch. The Dutch are pinned. They are not lax. I don't believe my guys are stealthy. Let me double check my scenario card. Are my guys stealthy? No. Oh, all assault engineers. Are assault engineers marked as stealthy or anything crazy like that? Maybe. Believe that's H. Purchasing stuff. Where are my assault engineers? There we go. Assault engineers, enhanced. Yeah, smoke exponents, flamethrowers, DC. No, because my guys aren't marked as sappers, and I don't believe that really does anything. I think if I wanted... I don't think my guys are stealthy. Which is unfortunate because it means I can't ambush the Dutch. Anyways, the Germans are going to roll first. Cool. The Dutch will roll second on a half. My Germans do get a leader creation. So singular die 4, they get a 7-0. Which then changes all the values that the Dutch would be fighting on. Technically the Germans as well, but because it'd be 3-2 instead of 1-1. But that doesn't matter. What's important here is that the Germans get a leader back. All right, so that is turn 1. We go to the Dutch. They have no weather changes here. Rally phase, nothing happens except the DM comes off a HAP squad. Prep fire phase, I'm going to have the stack in X6 try to wipe out the guys adjacent to them. This is a 16 firepower up to 10 on 16 is going to be a normal morale check. Leader breaks, squad is fine. Okay. Well, is there any other shots I can do? No. Is there any other shenanigans I can really do? Not particularly. Movement phase. In the movement phase, I start to get a bunch of beeps and boops on my phone here. In the movement phase, let's do 1, 2, 3. Hopefully I can try to get that guy. These will go away, so not much I can really do there, or that I want to do, more specifically. 1, 2. And then 1, 2. I could go all out, but I don't know if that would really be the thing to do here. Because had I not lost, all these guys, I would have just... Yeah, I feel like that's being way too cheesy. So I'm gonna go into CC7 instead of going here in the advanced phase. Because then the Germans are just kind of locked here. I would have to dismount and then... Yeah, that's just not fun for anybody. I don't really have anything else. That leader's broken, but... You know what? Because of how things are going, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to shoot with the flamethrower guy because he has one goal here. And then the pièce de résistance or whatever. Normal move into G5 for 1. Armored car is going to shoot 18 down 2. That is a 5 on 18. Which is 4 check. If he was an 8 morale leader, he would have been pinned, and I would have been very sad about that. Yeah. Alright. I guess technically I could wait. I had, turns, but it's more fun than just trying to do that right now. Not much else I can do or want to do, so we'll go to the defensive fire phase. In the defensive fire phase, flamethrower against X6. It's a 24 with no modifier. I got the shot, but that's the last of the fuel, which is unfortunate. So we're looking at, was it 10 on 24? A 1 morale check. So the leader is pinned, which is not what I want. And the greens are broken and disrupted. They cannot break further or be lower quality, so they instantly disrupt, which is terrible because they will immediately become prisoners. Actually, that's probably like the best result possible for that, because then I could no core. Yeah, so that's it for defensive. Don't have anybody else that can shoot. Advanced fire phase. Um, Greens with the LMG will shoot, so doubled halved. It's a 6-2. Nope. No other shots, really. Route phase comes along. These guys have to surrender. I will refuse the surrender so that I don't have to deal with having to guard. If only because after the route phase, we'll say this guy goes back here. In the advanced phase, I am going to jump in there. This guy goes here. You can go into this building. He has to take a normal task check. He will fail it, so he becomes pinned in that hex. Yeah, maybe, whatever. That's not the end of the world. Is there any other advanced phase stuff? No. CC phase. So in the CC phase, I've got one to deal with. Oh, I guess technically this leader had to route, so he will route there. So in the CC phase, we got Dutch, then Germans. There's no... I might have gotten an ambush last time because the greens are... Maybe they're lax by default, or maybe not. Doesn't matter. I'm going to say... Well, actually, there is just no ambush here. It is a 2-1 for the Dutch, so 2-1. That is enough for a kill, and 1-2 does not get it, so these guys are dead. German turn 2. Weather, no change. Rally phase stuff. Going to try self-rally. Didn't get it. Then leader rally. Didn't get it. He will stay DM'd. Pins come off. This leader will try and pick up the machine gun. He gets it. Although, it doesn't really matter. Prep fire. None. Forgot to take off my defensive here. This guy does try to self-rally, doesn't get it. Movement phase. So both these armored cars get off board. Doesn't really matter in what order they do it. And there's no point for the Dutch to try and shoot them because, again, they're gone. No intervention on their part needed. So movement phase, we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Yeah, 4, 5. That's fine. This guy read DMs. And then these guys are going to start driving here. So I'm going to do one thing. Hope it works. And if it doesn't, then I might GG or something. So 3, 6, 9, 10... 11, 12. As I get there, I'm going to shoot with these guys. Can he see this? He can. I hate this. Of course. 2 and 4 K2. So 1, 2, 3. And then 4. Alright, so this guy becomes a half squad. K2. Break. He's fine. Break. And he's fine. So this guy breaks, and the leader broke. Leader has to do a bailout. He's fine. Half squad has to take a bailout. He's fine. So this guy on the ground, you on the ground, you over there. I will then, because at this point I kind of have to continue. I think that's 13. We'll take a second shot. That's down 1, 6 on 2. Pin task check. They don't take pins. Yeah, I'm just gonna go here for, was it 16? 16. We're gonna disembark both guys for 19. 19, 28. 7. I got 1 movement factor each, I believe. So we'll do here. He's already subsequent, so I'm going to final protective, of course. That is double half for, it is down 1 for non-assault movement, so 2 morale check. Okay. And then there, and final protective, because why not? He pins. That is a down 2, so 5 on 4, 1 morale check. Alright, he's fine. So at this point, it's pretty much game. Actually, can it draw? Can there be a draw? Sorry, I gotta check this. I have to rule this a draw. Interesting. I guess it's not I have to, but I don't see how... Yeah, this isn't possible to... Is that an open ground? That is open ground. Interesting. But I could just as well move in. Yeah, so... Alright, so that's it for moving phase, right? Let's keep playing this out. Yada, yada, yada. So, defensive fire phase, we've already done it. He's pinned himself. Nobody else can shoot. Nobody else wants to shoot. We'll go to advanced fire phase. I got a 4... 4-2. Nope. Cool. Routes. In the route phase, he routes there. These guys route back. This guy gets to route to here. That's it for routes. I could move this guy, but it's not really... Doesn't really matter. Advanced phase, we're going to jump in there. I'd be a fool not to at this point. CC, we do German Dutch. There's no modifiers or anything, or at least I don't think there's any modifiers, so it's just straight up 1-to-1 on both sides under normal conditions because there's no ambush. The Dutch are pinned, so it is a 1-to-1 for the Germans and 1-to-2 for the Dutch. So Germans, oh my god, really? 1-to-2, they rolled a 4, they will get a casualty reduction. And then at this point, I say it's going to be a draw. Now, the reason I say this, because I could keep playing this out. We'll put a melee counter on here. We'll take off the pin. I don't think there's any other... Yeah. So here's the reason why. So I'm going to roll for weather. And then rally phase stuff. They've got 1 self-rally. Didn't get it. The Germans have a bunch. So 1... 8 goes up, down. It is, so nothing happens there. This guy does get it. I wish I'd done that backwards. So he comes back and then doesn't rally the guy. So the problem here, and this guy loses DM. Problem here is that there's literally no reason not to lock everything out. So what I mean by that is this guy's going to CX 2, 3, 4. This DMs that guy. This guy can CX 2, 3, 4. DMs these guys. These guys are fake. These guys are fake. I can just drop this, declare CX 1, 2, and bypass 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the stuff I hate. Essentially, you just go around. Although there's nobody that nobody else exists, so there's not much of a. It doesn't really matter at this point. I'd probably call it anyways. Especially if I was playing against a human player, I would have called it at this point. But I think that's true for anybody who suffers just like every roll on motorcycles is a down 1, and you roll 3s and 5s and 6s or whatever. So these greens could just do 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. 18 down 2. It was a 7 on 18. 7 on 18, 2 morale check. Doesn't pass it, and I believe ELRs, which doesn't matter. Not specifically, anyways. Yeah, that's it for movement. I'll just delete those guys. Defensive fire phase, none, because nobody exists, or nobody's able to really do anything. Advanced fire phase, I don't need to, but I could do something like 4 up 2. Didn't matter. These guys don't have to shoot. So in the route phase, these guys can route. They'll take interdiction twice. So morale check is fine. I believe it's both are checked on the squad. That's kind of insane. These guys are dead. And that's it. Take off move counters. Oh, sorry. This guy has to route. He gets interdicted. He's halved. And then I'll toss him here because why not? So we'll clone that guy. Put him there. And then this guy gets his DM. Yeah, so that happened. Advances. You can go there. You can go there. You can go there. Actually, this guy can't do that because that's all his movement. So we'll just toss him to X4. Yeah, we go to CC. It's a 2-1 for the Dutch. Didn't get it. 1-2 for the Germans. Now this is reversed, and they get a casualty reduction, which is kind of stupid. German turn 3. Weather, no change. We go to rallies. I got 1 self rally. I get the self rally. We have 1 rally with leader. It's a +4 down 2, so it's a +2. They'll get it. So this guy comes back. Prep fire phase. Oh, sorry. These guys over here, self rally leader, didn't get it, so it doesn't matter. For shits and giggles, I can do 9 up 2. Didn't matter. Broke the machine gun or the main gun. That sucks. Prep fire, is any other prep fire for me to do? Not really. I guess technically this might... Yeah. Go to movement phase. This guy's going to declare CX1. Nobody can shoot him because this guy can't see him. This guy can't see him. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Bypass. 5. Can he see him there? It's going to be a shot anyways. No. So then the Germans are... Wow. Okay. So turn around and huzzah. So that's 5, I think I said. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, these guys have to essentially must rally. And this guy can attempt to get somewhere to block him. Yeah. Is there anything else? 1, 2, 4. I can't go anywhere else without potentially dying. That's a stone building? Yeah, I'm not going to bother shooting. That's kind of crazy at that point. Defense fire phase, none, because nobody can really shoot at anybody. Advanced fire phase, kind of the same. I could do a 1 up 2. Yeah, fuck it. Almost got something out of it. It's just kind of disgusting. Got nothing else. Routes, there's none to do. Advances, still go into the building. He'll come into this building. These guys are going to get DM'd again. That's it, really. Germans are 1-1. They get a kill. Dutch don't. All right. This is turning out to be a really, really silly game. I do not think I... This is a game where I don't feel like I should merit a win on either side. Okay, so is there anything else in CC? No, that's it for this. We go to Dutch turn 3. Weather, no change. There's really only 1 set of broken units, so rally didn't get it. The DM stays on. No quarter is in effect, so I don't really have to worry about rallying. Like, I'll be able to rally, but yeah. Oh, repair. Damn it. So prep fire phase for up to. Do I want to do that? Not really. Oh man, this is tough. Yeah, I shouldn't do that. Did I already roll? I did not already roll. Okay. Yeah, I can't do that because I need these guys to go. So if I bypass, he can't see me. So that's 1, 2. I don't think he can see me. 3. And then when I get here, this guy is gonna shoot, which I don't know if 1 down 2. 5. Pintash check. He's fine. That was my saving grace. Should be marking movement phase, my bad. Any other movement phase stuff? I mean, I don't really need... These guys have shot. This guy loses CX. I'm going to assault move, and then he's going to final. Didn't matter. Anything else? This guy loses CX. 1, 2. Not going to go further. This guy's going to lose CX. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, that's it. Defensive. Don't got anything else. Advancing fire phase. 4-2. Nope. Routes. These guys will low crawl. Only because no quarter. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to do this. Because they would have to become prisoners. Prisoners. Advanced phase. 437 goes into D6. You're going to try and CC somebody's. You guys go there. Yeah. I think that's the way to do it. Yeah, I'm sure maybe I could have done getting him into I7, but I don't know. I feel like I don't want to chance... Considering the morale on these guys, I really don't want to try 2 interdictions or even 1 interdiction. CC phase. We have 1 CC. Dutch, Germans, didn't matter. 2 to 1 for the Dutch. 1 to 2 versus the Germans. The Germans will lose a half squad because a 5 is absolutely enough to kill. And then that will be it for turn 3. We go to turn 4. We have our weather, no change. Rallies, we got Germans, can't repair that machine gun or that main armament, and the Dutch will try to self-rally in vain. They won't get it. We go to prep fire phase. In the prep fire phase... Oh, I could do that. Okay, so prep fire phase, nothing? Like, I could do a 2 down 1, or 2 up 1, but it's not really worth it. It doesn't really do anything. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. Okay, so in the movement phase, let's see if I can scum this here. So I turn this vehicle on for 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop for 5. Unbutton for the 5th movement. I realize what this guy's going to do. I do a 4 up 2. Nothing happens. He tries for smoke, which is, I believe, a task check. He gets smoke. It is gray smoke. It is 2 smoke, I believe. So it was like 5. Start for 6, 7, 8. So 10, because smoke is extra. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Stop for 16. And then there is a 2 residual. This guy loses CX and will go into the street for 1. Let's presume I can take a shot. So 2 down, or 2 up 2 or whatever. So that doesn't happen, and then he gets across. If I hadn't... Yeah, so even if I didn't do shenanigans with the vehicle, that still would have missed because Actually, he cowered, double cower, because he's green. So no matter what, yeah, that would have been a miss against them. So even if I didn't use the vehicle smoke. So now that's... it's basically a Dutch loss. I don't know how I can get across as the Dutch here outside of pure luck. But we'll see, I guess. So we'll do 2, 4. I'll take a shot. 4 up 2. Why not? Nothing happens. And we'll just chance it because at this point this is just for fun. 4 down 2, 6 on 4 normal. Leader is pinned. Squad's fine. Defensive, none. I can take off smoke at this point. I can just take off this. Advanced fire phase, none. I mean, 2 up 2. No. Cool. Routes, none to do. Advances, gonna have this guy go in because they'd just be a sitting duck anyways. Yeah, that's it. German, Dutch, no ambush. 1 to 2, 2 to 1. No on either side. Wow. We go to Dutch turn 4. Weather, no change. Pins come off. Self rally. All right. He's just dead, I believe. I would imagine he's dead. I'm just gonna kill him. I don't think it matters. Oh, I guess that would technically matter because then this guy has to take a... Well, okay. So first off, I think they'd have to be in here because they would be in open ground, and I don't think they're allowed to exist here without like being DM or whatever. So I'll put him in the building. I don't think it matters. And then I guess technically because he has to, the leader died, takes some leader lost morale check, so he's fine. Which is insane how many 3s I've rolled. I don't think I rolled a single 2. I did on CC, right? Way early. I've rolled so many 3s. Ah, damn. Yeah, wow. So that leader dies. Squad, or half squad stays there. No more rally phase stuff. Outside of repair? Nope. Prep fire? None. Movement phase. So in the movement phase, 1, bypass 2, bypass 3, 4. Can't do anything there. And then piece of resistance. So because I don't really have any other options here. I just kind of have to hope this works. Also, advanced phase, I would have closed this because there's no point for them to be crew exposed. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He will shoot. 10 down 2. All right, he's dead. Even if he survives it, I can't imagine. 3 on 10 is a K, so K3. He's absolutely devastated. So he explodes into a half squad. Then 9. He does not ELR. CX comes off. We'll just for funsies 4 flat, 6 on 4 normal. Okay, well, I've been rolling 3s a lot, so defensive, none because everybody shot. Advancing, might as well do a 6 flat, 5 on 6 1 check. Okay. Jeez. Routes. So this guy has to route, take some morale check. He's dead. This guy has to route. Can't. Yeah, he has to take morale check. He is wounded, dead. All right, cool. What are these rolls? Advances. They will join the melee. Because they got another meta to do. That's it. Advances or CCs in the CC phase. It is 9 to 2, which is just 4 to 1. So I'm just gonna roll that because it's gonna be a kill. And then I guess I do 1 to 2 against DD9 because there's not, or the bottom guy, because I don't, yeah, I can't imagine I was gonna have much success there, anyways. We go to turn 5. Weather, no change. Repair, gone. They still have their machine guns, so they're not recalled. Or at least I'm pretty sure they're not recalled. If I'm wrong on that, please correct me, because I feel like as long as they haven't malfunctioned all of their weapons or broken all of their weapons, they're still able to exist on the board. So anyways, prep fire, none. Move, none. Defense, none. 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 And none. So we go to turn 5 for the Dutch. And this is kind of the only thing that can really happen here. So 7, no weather, rally, nothing happens. Can I even get there in the turn? So CX 1, 2, bypass 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't even get across the. So yeah, that's just game. 5 on 2, 5 on 5 morale check of some sort. He's fine. He's fine. He's fine. 4 flat. 7 pin dash check. No, no, no. All right, cool. It doesn't matter because advanced, there's not enough time. So, kind of just luck. I guess misstep partially out on the from not having a line of sight on B8 or B7, but B8 specifically on that one turn, and then the German unit being able to get around. But also, I don't even have to really like shoot with the armored car, or at least like as long as I don't break the machine gun. Anytime anybody gets the H4, you just blast them with 18 firepower, and then kind of just not much else they can really do. So, strange scenario. Not sure I particularly enjoy it, but I don't enjoy it more because, again, having to go into 1 hex, the motorcycles I got hosed on, and I think that's just dice. There's not much I can really say about that. But I don't particularly enjoy the fact that you can have a leader with a DC start essentially adjacent to the bridge. If it wasn't for the fact that you have to enter the bridge on G5, you could just assault move, or even you could set the DC or place the DC adjacent and not have any issues whatsoever. And it forces, the only reason I don't like it is it basically forces all the armored cars have to drive across the entire map, get to here, specifically to prevent this one hex and one guy in that one hex from waltzing into H4, place the DC, and then pray to God. I think it's also important to note that if I check bridge, it might actually be DC I have to check, but I'm gonna check bridges just first. So bridges, only HE attacks can destroy bridge, blah blah blah, infantry target type, +3 TEM, only a final KIA. So it's a final KIA. Place DC, I believe, is 30 no matter what. Pretty sure place DC is 30 because it's a set DC. I believe that's 36 or whatever. So let's assume out of the kindness of our heart, it's a K, 30 KIA. Okay, so you need snake eyes, unless there's something I'm missing here. Just gonna double check here. So collapse, blah blah blah, direct fire. We got the HE. I'm gonna check demolition charges. So in demo charges, detonation, placement, usage, yada yada yada. Thrown DC. I guess technically I could have thrown, but thrown you would never get a KIA. I can't imagine you ever getting a KIA on that because of the pluses. I have advanced fireface set. Yeah, so you could set a DC. You'd have to be in that hex. And then you do get 36 plus. Yeah, so a detonated set is on 36 with a -3 DRM and no TEM. Yeah, so okay, so you could theoretically set the DC. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So yeah, you could on turn, so if you somehow prevented all the armored cars, cuz I can't imagine the motors like everybody on the German side getting here. And if you're conservative, like presumably if you are the Dutch player and you're being very careful and you set up in, E9, F9, G8, H8, maybe like a spoiler unit in V8, and how many more guys do I have? That's four. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we'll say like I9 for 7. So you have all this area. You block off this entire area. Armored cars have to go super long way, right? And try to like do all sorts of crazy stuff. H5, so turn 1, you know, blah blah. You get into H4. If you can somehow survive till turn 2, if the Germans can't get to H4 and somehow blow up or kill the one guy with the DC, you would potentially get, yeah, that wouldn't be enough. But actually, that would be enough. That would actually just be enough. So yeah, if you can do all that, set DC. If you placed it, you would have a huge problem. You would not be able. I don't think you'd be able to do it outside of Snake Eyes. But if you can somehow live till turn 2, which I don't know. I guess if the German player is not being aggressive at all, you could do that, and that would be fine. I can't imagine there being that much of an issue with that because again, like if the German player is not at least threatening the bridge with like unarmored car by turn 2, then you're doing it wrong. Or actually, yeah, by turn 2, because turn as long as you can get to like E6, and you could shoot the guy as he's trying to set it. But yeah. Anyways, so that was that scenario, LSSAH-03. I'm not going to say that name again and butcher it. Interesting scenario. I'm not sure how I feel about the DC being an auto win for the Dutch. But there is dice rolls involved, and you have to survive till turn 2. So maybe I'm being just too much of a grumpy little snot there. And I should not be as hard on it as I think I am. So yeah, hopefully everybody enjoyed. Might have a game next Saturday. If not, it's because of family stuff. So apologies in advance if that doesn't work out. But should be a game next Saturday, and there should be a game on Monday against Rob. We've got potentially 2 scenarios to go through because we have one scenario that has essentially 6 squads total. And is a 3 or 4 turn scenario. So very quick. We should be over with that rather quickly. So it's probably going to be a 2 scenario night. And yeah, as a result, hope to see everybody there. Should be fun. Should be exciting. And until then, have a lovely weekend. Bye.